So for those of you that have never seen R.O.B in action before, I'll give you a quick overview and some gameplay, some torturous, long, difficult, and ultimately unsuccessful gameplay. There's R.O.B, he's just doing his thing, he's hanging out. When you set him up, he has a couple different things you gotta set up. First of all, you have to put a classic NES controller in slot port 2 into his holder. What that allows is these gyros press the buttons. They actually physically press the buttons on the controller. The sounds you're hearing are things in the game happening, opening gates. It's all about opening gates in this game and moving a character around at the same time. You put that in there, and each time you drop a gyro on one of these buttons, it opens the gate. It's kind of ingenious. It's just a lever that presses a button for you. It allows R.O.B to press the buttons. That's simple. These are the gyros. You've never seen one of these before. They come with R.O.B. They came with R.O.B. You get 2 of them. Gyro. Nintendo. Pretty awesome. I don't know if they're valuable or not, but when I got my R.O.B, they've included kind of the covers for the gyros. They've got a warning. It says, "Do not touch while operating. Misuse of spinning gyro can cause physical injury. Consult the Gyromite instruction manual," which I do not have, but I'm sure is online. But I'm not sure how these things would injure you. They are not sharp in any way. They're plastic toys, but it's pretty awesome. I have the paper cover. They're just kind of paperboard or paper or whatever. It came with the gyros. Now this is the coolest part. R.O.B's cool in general, in my opinion. This is the gyro. It spins. It heats up. It's got a D-cell battery in there, and they spin really fast. I shouldn't touch that right now. I got hurt. Just kidding, didn't get hurt at all. It's pretty powerful. Gets them really spinning. As you'll see in the upcoming video, they spin for a long time. I give it at least like 4 or 5 minutes. Even I've never timed it, but it's a good amount of time. Kind of clicks on the R.O.B on the side, and that's where they sit. You can heat them, they just spin endlessly. Just on a battery, it just spins and spins and spins. I haven't replaced that battery in years either, so although I don't play R.O.B that much, it's kind of amazing. I think the main idea is exactly what you see here. You put a gyro in there. I usually start with a gyro in there. Gyromite doesn't have a lot of instructions of how you have to play with the robot. It's kind of up to you. It's a toy that interfaces with the game. And when when R.O.B messes up, you just kind of have to cheat, as it were. Now I'm giving commands with the control pad over here. When I press start, it sends a signal from the television screen to R.O.B's eyes, and R.O.B then follows the commands. Now when I'm going to press drop, he's going to open his claws and drop that spinning gyro onto that button. At the same time, that button was pressed and opened a gate on the television screen, which you cannot see, but you will see in the gameplay. I'm going to film up next. And then that's kind of simple. Now that the blue button is depressed, the spinner is on the blue button, the blue gates in the game are open, allowing my scientist, the in-game scientist, who strangely has never made much of an appearance elsewhere. You'd think he'd be a trophy in Smash, maybe he is, and I just don't recall. I'd vote for him to be playable, or at least somehow appear in R.O.B's moveset. You know, maybe he could throw the Gyromite Doctor at you, sort of like Peach throws vegetables or what have you. Just kind of add it to the wish list for things for future Smash. Now, see, look at that. It clears it, but just barely. That could be the fact maybe my table's not level, but I think it's just not perfect design. Now the other gyro is spinning a little bit. And see, the gyro missed. When R.O.B tried to drop his gyro into the spinner, he missed. So I'll help him out there. These kind of things happen when you play with R.O.B. He's a toy. It didn't work out perfectly, but no harm done. Back in the game. That's exactly what I mean. You gotta kind of, it's not quite a seamless experience. There's a little bit of it's kind of the enjoyment of messing around with a strange toy is one of the features of R.O.B that you have to be into if you purchase one of these. For about $100 you can get a R.O.B, not necessarily complete, you might have to get a few parts. Look at that. You can drop it from pretty high when you drop them on there. Now, I learned my lesson, as you can see, with the last one, when I try to drop it in the gyro spinner. So that's that. Kind of give you an overview of R.O.B here. I'm going to show you some gameplay, some awful footage. Those are spinning full on right now. Perfectly spinning. They will for a very long time. I could let this camera run and bore you to death. And on the screen, and rotate, you will see that the gates have moved into a certain position. You didn't see the starting position, but we're gonna move. I lifted off one of the gyros with my hand, manually, as it were, and opened a gate. But in the meantime, a monster fell on my guy and I wasn't paying attention. So that's an overview. We'll cut to some gameplay now. Thanks. So here we're going to show how you really do it on retro gaming here at the Clay House. I am going to power up Rob and try to beat a level I haven't gotten past before on Gyromite. As you probably know, there are only 2 games that function with Rob. I don't know if there's any homebrews out there, but let me know in the comments if there are. I'd be interested in finding out about that. Rob is severely underutilized. I'm going to power up the game. As you can see, it's the classic robot gyro, or otherwise known as Gyromite, and we're going to power up his disc spinner. You're going to hear that kick into gear here. It's pretty noisy. Sounds like a jet engine taking off a little bit. Very small jet engine, I guess. Sometimes it gets really noisy and hums a little bit. In the meantime, I've gotten to, according to my notes, it doesn't save your game, so I have gotten to phase 16 in the past that I wrote in the notebook I have here. So I am gonna scroll, you just press a button like an original classic Nintendo. You just pick your levels, sort of like Wrecking Crew, other really old games. And I'm gonna pick phase 16. Probably can't see the detail. No, I'm gonna pick phase 17 where I haven't passed here. Probably gonna see me wipe out a whole bunch because this is tough stuff. Operating Rob for those who haven't seen it before. So here we go, see how I can do it. I'm also playing at a very strange angle for the sake of this video. So as you know, the goal is to defuse all the bombs in the maze before time runs out. Time is your main enemy, but those green creatures here, whom you can distract with radishes, are your enemies. They will come and eat you. This is tough. I'm doing my first ever, whatever you want to call it, let's play or whatever. Doing Rob probably is a tough one for the very first one. So I'm operating Rob, and at the same time you are operating the little man on the screen. Now this is a higher phase. There's 40 levels, and I'm on level 16, but they're already pretty hard. Every time you want to make Rob do a command, you have to press start, which turns the screen a different color, as you've seen, and then you, wrong way, you ask him to make a command by pressing left or right or whatever. Now he's holding a spinning gyro, as you can see. I'm going to have him put it down on the blue button in front of him, and that's going to lower the blue gate. Open that up. Gotta press the one that holds his paw down on the button. There we go. As you can see, there's a gyro now spinning. You know what? Should have prepared better here. I gotta go get the other gyro. It's in Rob's little savey spot. Rob is pretty clunky too. Sometimes he'll mess up and bump his own gyros. Now that gyro is spinning this whole time. I would move the camera and show you, but even I'm a one-man film crew for the sake of this retro video, I'm not going to move the camera right now. I'll take some shots afterwards. Maybe I'll insert them to give you a little... I'm going to hit the other gyro. I got right past it. It just barely clears the other gyro. But here's where it gets really clunky. In order for me to lower the red gate, where my guy is stuck, as you can see, I still haven't made any progress virtually, and I've speeded up a third of my time. I've got to get this gyro spinning. I can heat it up. Now look at that. That's pretty awesome. The gyro is heating up in Rob's claws. He's holding it in there and it's getting spun, and his claws are just loose enough so that the gyro can get rotating. Now we're going to bring it back out. I call it hot now. The gyro's hot. It's in play. We can lower the red gate finally, if I can get it over there. We have used up half of my time just about. We're at 568 and counting. Okay, I can move the scientist. And I died. All that for a death. We're gonna start this over. Now I have to raise the gate before somebody comes in and eats me. I don't know which one closes the claws. This is agonizing, right? I actually get a lot out of this. I find this really entertaining and fun. Luckily for you, you can skip ahead. No, my red sensor didn't move there. See, I had to actually physically move it with my finger to get the red gate to open because my triggers, they're not bad actually. That one just sticks a little bit. I could put some oil on it and have it fixed in seconds. Now, I'm not going to go down there and get that one there at the bottom. I have a feeling that's a decoy and I can just get it later. A lot of times Gyro is a little bit of a trial and error game because you have to why can't there we go? Okay. You have to figure out which bombs are the correct ones to get in a very efficient fashion, and you only have a very quick timer. It feels a little unfair by today's standards, but it's fun. I actually find it very fun. These gyros, keep in mind, have been spinning the entire time you've been watching this video. I haven't turned the video off. And they are still rotating perfectly vertically, not supported by anything. I'm going to give you some shots of that and insert them when I'm done here so you can really appreciate that if you've never seen this before. Oh, and I squashed myself because I wasn't paying attention. I'm doing too much here with the video. So one thing about R.O.B that comes to mind when you're playing it is it's a toy, as you know. It's as much a toy as it is a video game. And see what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the red one after I return the blue one to its home. See how I did that? I don't know how much you can see there. Hopefully that's catching that in the video. One of the biggest issues with R.O.B is if you mistype or you send it in the wrong direction, you can't cancel out of the command you just sent. You have to wait till he finishes his entire maneuver, which can be onerous. It's part of the game in a sense. By any modern standard, you say it's flawed. I see my red is sticking again. That gate should have raised as soon as I lifted that. But it didn't. So now I need to go around. Oh, I can't give a command while I'm on the road. I am going to ask him to lower the blue gate so I can go across the top, drop down and get the dynamite below there. And then I have a radish, which distracts that enemy. 50 points for naming that enemy. Oh, I better get across quick. Now I want to raise the blue before I jump down there. That gyro fell off anyway, which is part of the game. Sometimes the gyros fall. I think I'm going to win here, unless I've miscalculated. I need to have that guy get distracted. Get the dynamite, and I'm out. That's level 17 complete. Phase 17 complete. I need to drop off this gyro. Both my gyro buttons are sticking. Knock over the gyro. Okay, and then 10 seconds, I'm not going to make it. 2 seconds. Oh, the whole place blew up. I'm getting better. Oh my god, I hit the button. This game is so clunky. I hit select and it sends you back to the start screen. It cancels you out. Watch this. I gotta wait till the game's in play. One of the buttons, it's either start or selecting. If you hit select and then start in game, which is very possible because you use the start button the entire time to trigger R.O.B, that's how you light the screen for R.O.B. So if you hit start and then type select by accident rather than a robot command, open or close with the buttons here, or left, right, up, down for R.O.B.'s body, you cancel out. See, there's the blue screen. Now we're in pause, but if you hit start again, ridiculous, right?